The views and opinions heard on You Talking Good are not necessarily the principles or practices of Pastor Galen Leverette and the Greater House of Prayer Church.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever the time zone is where you are. We want to welcome you to another episode of our podcast entitled You Talking Good. I'm your girl, Evangelist Deborah Leverette, and I'm sitting here with my incredible co-host, Minister Cheryl Fowler.
Good evening.
And
good evening.
yeah, so we want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We're so grateful to all of our followers. Look, from all over the country. We've got people following us from Chicago, from Texas, from Maryland, from Florida.
North
Carolina, St. Louis, Missouri. So we
yeah.
want to say thank you wherever you are. And
Thank
to
you.
our TikTok followers.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And we're live tonight with TikTok. So if you see Minister Cheryl talking to the people on TikTok, and they're going to engage in this conversation as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just want to again say thank you. We want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe. So tonight we are going to be talking about, this is our pre-Valentine's Day episode, and we're going to be talking about dating. I need a date. Well, not me personally. I'm married. Okay, don't y'all start. Don't jump in my DMs now. I'm not talking about me personally, but all of our followers are single ladies, single men, members of the LGBTQ community. We want you to be a part of this conversation as well.
Absolutely.
So, there are some people. I'm speaking for the people that need a date. That's what I'm doing. Now, let me share with you. I know Minister Cheryl is ready to kick it off, but let me help you. Look, listen to me carefully. Did you know there are 132.3 million single people in the world?
I knew that.
I know. Well, of course you did, Minister Fowler.
I'm one of them.
He said I'm one of them
I'm
today.
one of them today.
132.3 million single people in the world.
That's a lot of
Now,
people.
you don't have to be single. I'm looking at that number. So look, let me help you. 49.3% of the people in the world are single. 118 million are women. And 42.3 million are men.
Well, women there's always been more women in the world than there have been men.
So yeah, that's where we are in the world. Would you say that everybody's looking for love?
I am. I don't know about the other 132 million folks. I've been looking
Miss
for
Cheryl, this is not the dating game for you tonight. This is not what this is. We're trying to help everybody. Look, we're trying to help everybody. So look, we're going to be talking about dating. Now, with these statistics, they started at the age of 15.
Wow.
And with the statistics for the women, they started at the age of 18. See, I think that's interesting in and of itself, because when do you first start thinking about dating? At what age?
I didn't start thinking about dating till I was about 19, between 19 and 21.
Okay.
Those were mine.
Gotcha. So let's talk about it. Let's get right on into it. So we got all of our little Valentine's Day things up here. See, this has become the new thing for gifts. Women like the flowers. Let me show my TikTok followers. They like the flowers with the money, honey.
Show me the money, honey.
That's what they want. They want the flowers with the money. What other gifts are good for Valentine's Day?
Because you know what? Romance without the finance is a real, true nuisance. So let's just be real about it. That's real talk. And if I'm not talking good, correct me. So I'm going to say it again for all the people who didn't hear me. Romance without the finance is a true nuisance.
I guess the word for the week is romance.
Romance.
The word for the week is romance.
Write it down.
Whether you are single, married, separated, or divorced, maybe you're widowed. God, we're praying for you. But the word for the week is romance.
Even if you're living together, cohabitating, it's still romance.
Plus the finance.
Plus the finance.
Okay, you doing going deep. Let me put my glasses back on, okay? Because she didn't say it. Okay, but what if I like you and you're in between jobs?
I'm going to bless you with the gift of prayer and pray that you can get the finance so we can continue the romance. So it won't be a nuisance. I'm just being honest. Now I'm being real. I'm just being real.
Now, what happened? I know I've been out the game for a minute.
I have to.
But I mean, like when we were in grammar school, we used to get the cute little Valentine's Day cards.
Absolutely.
I got some here for you. You're a real treat. That can go a couple of
You're
ways.
You're a slice of awesome.
Yeah, you are unique.
Absolutely.
Your energy is amazing. I like that one.
I do too.
You're one of a kind. Now that fits you. You one of a kind.
You remember the song by the Spinners?
No.
One of a kind.
Okay, don't do it. Don't
Love
do it.
affair.
Okay, don't do it. We don't have the copyright. But we would take candy.
Absolutely.
I would stay up all night.
I would too.
Taping the candy.
Taping the candy to the.
What happened to that?
We came into this new age where romance again without the finance is a nuisance.
Okay, so let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. First date.
First date.
First of all, how do I find a date? Ask the TikTok. What's the new way to find a date?
Many people go on to dating apps. They'll download dating apps on their phone. I have been a victim of that.
Okay, let's talk about the dating apps. Now, you're going to have to educate me. You don't have to call the names of all the apps because I know it's a lot of them out there. They even have apps for Christians, right? So there are a lot of dating apps out there. So you go on the app and do you pick your match? How does that work?
You create a profile.
Okay.
Once you create a profile, it asks you all these different questions.
Okay.
You know, who you're looking for. Man, woman.
Right.
All of those things.
Right.
They may ask you about your background. Some ask about your salary. Plenty of fish. We call it POF.
Okay. Okay.
That's the dating app that I was on. Was on it for about 12 years.
12 years?
12 years. Found some real interesting characters on there, to say the least, but moved on. Found this last one, and I had been with her for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Until we recently parted.
So you find somebody you like, and you set up a first date, or you set up a meet and greet?
For us, we talked on the phone.
Gotcha.
And
so I'm gonna FaceTime you
to
make sure you're not catfishing me.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
And they want to see if you are who you say that you are. At least that's the chemistry that happened between us. And then I drove up. She called me up one weekend and said, "Hey, come up to visit." And I drove up here to Chicago.
Okay, girl.
Drove back and forth she said, "You're going to mess around and fall in love." And for about a year and a half, I drove from St. Louis, Missouri here to Lansing. She lived in Lansing at that time.
Okay, so let's back up just a little bit. For the first date or for the meet and greet, who should pay? Let's ask TikTok. Let's ask the people. Who should pay? If
I ask a woman out, I'm going to pay. If she asks me out, she's going to pay because I believe now in EEOD, equal opportunity dating. Period. Because most of the women that I have dated will leave their pocketbook, purse, wallet, whatever you want to call it, at home, in the trunk, on the bed, because they're automatically knowing, guess what?
Okay, so is this common, like, equal opportunity dating? Is that the
that's my new norm. I don't care if it's nobody else's new norm.
Okay.
Because again,
I got to see what TikTok got to say about it. We got to check. We got to fact check this one. Equal opportunity dating. Have you all heard of this? Have you heard of the equal opportunity dating? So if you ask the person out, you should pay. And if they ask you out, they should pay. What do you all think about this? I don't know. I need to stay married because I don't know if I can.
Typically in the, I want to use the right terminology. I'm not going to say old days. I'm not going to say that. In the years prior, if a man asks a woman out, he is supposed to pick up the tab.
It was expected.
That was the expected.
It was expected.
Today, men pimp the women and the women pimping the women and the women gonna pimp the men too. So I'm just telling you. Romance again without the finance. So because I'll get it straight from the first date. Listen, if you ask me out, if you're unwilling to pay, I'm okay with that. We can go Dutch, honey. I can pay for my meal. You can pay for yours.
So at what point do you have this discussion? I mean, does it kind
At the very beginning. At the very beginning.
Because I was going to say, doesn't it kind of kill the vibe if you have it in the beginning?
No, ma'am.
Really?
No, ma'am.
Wow.
I go in telling a woman exactly what I want, so on and so forth. That's just me. I get straight to the point. Period.
I don't know if I can get down with that.
Hey, that's just being...
Because I'm old school. You understand what I'm saying?
I get you.
First of all, I'm not leaving my purse and my wallet at home.
That is a blessing.
Let's talk about that.
That is a blessing.
And I'm going to tell you why. If I were single now, I had discussions with 3 single people before this episode. Okay. So I'm going to be clear about that. And one of the people, they do that.
Okay.
They do that. Not on the regular, but they do it to see how things are going to go down. But I'm going to say to my single ladies, and we're going to talk about the men in just a second. I don't advise you to do that. Because what if the person that you're in the meet and greet with, what if they don't have any money?
Okay. I am so happy.
Because I'm not washing no dishes.
Ooh, guess what?
Okay.
I am so happy.
Get that straight.
I'm so happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
My first cousin, Kennedy, decided to go out with
You done
John.
called her name on the podcast.
Yes, honey.
John. Watching Kennedy.
Absolutely. Went out with John. Because I can't remember the guy's name.
Right.
They went out on a date. She said, okay, I'm going to leave my purse, locked it in her trunk, got in the car because he asked her out. Gotcha. The assumption was he was going to pay. They go to this wonderful Chinese buffet, ate galore. The moment he saw the server coming around with the bill, that dude bolted up from his chair and ran all the way out the door, down the alley, 2-3
You see my mouth is
blocks
open.
away.
Podcast followers.
Kennedy is sitting there now, no purse, nothing but her phone. The lady hands her the bill. She explains to the lady, ma'am, I don't have any money, but if you allow me to leave,
right,
get home, to get to my wallet or my purse, I will bring the $45, whatever the amount was. The owner, wife, whatever, allowed her to leave. She did. He called her on the phone while she was outside. He done hid in somebody's backyard.
Is this what's happening out there nowadays?
This new age dating. And so Kennedy.
We can't keep calling her name.
She was very embarrassed. I would have been as well. And Kennedy isn't her real name.
Gotcha.
But that's my cousin.
Gotcha.
So at the end of the day, he wanted her to pick him up because she had to get his phone and his keys.
Hold up. Now, I know. Now, let me say this. I'm in my pink and white for the romance, for Valentine's. All of this is, I'm getting thumbs down. You're losing me. You're losing me when I have to pick you up. That's the first thing. Where is your car?
You lost
Where is your car? Or pick me up in a car service. You're losing me when I have to pick you up. You're losing me when you, and I've been out like with groups.
Okay.
And, people will say, oh, I'm going to the ladies' room, I'm going to the men's room or whatever, and they never return. So I'm very sensitive to that.
Okay.
And I'm like, where are you going? Why are you taking your purse with you? Leave it here. We'll watch it. I'm very sensitive to, I'm from Chicago, honey.
People play.
I don't want to see no old tricks. You better come with some new ones because you're not finna dine and dash. We're not going to play that game. But you're losing me on, you want to date me, but you want to play all these games.
That's a whole nother
Are you podcast. That hungry that you need to sit there and eat? And are you that bored that you need to play with people's emotions? That's what I don't understand. Grow up. That should have been the word for the week. Grow up.
Couldn't agree
Grow
with
up. You should not, first of all, you shouldn't be dating if you don't have money to even take somebody to McDonald's. Because as you said, it costs money to date.
Absolutely.
Dating is not free. It's not. The whining and dining, it's not free. Even if you're getting in an Uber and a Lyft, that's not free.
No.
So you shouldn't be out here dating if you don't have money of some sort. And don't go to the 5-star restaurant with the lobster and the steak and all of that. And
when you know you only got White Castle.
Come on, you got fast food money. Say, I'm going to take you to my favorite taco spot. You know, that's what you need to say. You need to keep it a buck. This is making me angry. It was supposed to be a happy episode. It's about the love. Girl, show up the love card. I got the love cards and all this. I done got all heated and upset and irritated. Because my kids are single. They're not children. They're adults. They're single.
Absolutely.
They better not be out here playing games. Girl, I be done showed up. Smoke. Come here, little boy. What are you doing?
I understand.
Girl, I hate it. Look, I'm going to talk to my single women. Don't be out here playing with these people. Don't be out here playing these games with these guys and these girls. Do not play these games.
Have your own money.
Have your own money. Be mature.
Absolutely.
Now, so just that alone has, no. Thumbs down. I told them to take the no button back because I didn't need it. But no to the apps.
No,
but
I
now,
promise you, I'm done with the
young people are into the
apps.
DMs. They're sliding into your DMs via Instagram.
Is that your, because I'm a little green around the gears.
That's Instagram.
And that's your direct messaging.
Yes.
Gotcha.
In Instagram. So
I don't have any of those social media platforms.
Well, I don't want you on the apps.
Nah, I had way too much.
I don't want you on the apps. They will. I don't know. My crew will tell you after this episode is over. But people contact you. They look at your profile. You know, they contact you, and they're liking and heart eyes and all of that kind of stuff. All of your pictures and your videos, letting you know how they feel through text message language and all that. For all of my young people, I know how y'all do it. Okay, I know y'all do it. Now, my middle-aged women, we're gonna talk for you. Just hang on. And so they gave me the 10-minute warning, but I got to have 3 minutes to talk to the middle-aged women because they're not necessarily on the social media sites. So we need to talk about where they can find a good date. What would you recommend?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to a jazz show at the City Winery here in Chicago. So guess what? Possibly could be some eligible folks there.
Okay, she going out.
I mean,
she going outside.
I got to go outside. I mean,
she going outside to help make a connection, make a love connection. Look, okay, I'm not against that. What you need to do, look,
and it's not necessarily a love connection. I just want to go out and get out,
right,
and get out of my apartment.
So whether you meet somebody or not,
whether I meet someone or not,
okay,
I want God to send the person. I want God to send the person.
She done brought God up in it.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for God to send that person. Because if I continue to choose, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Gotcha.
That smile and the
okay, all right.
Don't even.
It's a family show. Okay.
Yeah, it just ain't working for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you're being led by your emotions.
Absolutely.
Okay, look, we want to hear from you in the comments.
Absolutely.
What do you advise people to do in terms of finding a really good date? Now, some people would say you can go to the bar and not necessarily have drinks, but sit at the bar by yourself. Because if you go out with a group, people are not necessarily prone to talk to you because they think, you're part of the group. The group can be intimidating, right? The group can be very, very intimidating.
Guess what? Not for me, because if I see a nice lady and I want to speak with her, I don't care who's sitting there to poke.
But that's
anybody
you.
Else, but that's me.
That's you. Other people, people that are shy.
Yeah.
People that are slow to warm up, and people that don't necessarily want an audience to hear what they're going to say. So I would advise, sit by yourself if you're really trying to connect.
Absolutely.
Right? And you don't have to group everything. Everything does not have to be with a group. I think in your cities, you need to look around for some nice places and nice things for single people to do rather than sit at home and, cry a river and woe is me. And, I'm being passed over. You don't have to do that. There are so many things you can do, places that you can go. But here's what I recommend. And we hear this all the time. First of all, you need to love yourself.
Absolutely.
Let's start there. You need to feel good about yourself. Like you're going to this jazz thing and you feel confident.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people do not feel confident going out alone.
And I'm going to see the lady that I'm going to see Denise Time. She's a jazz singer, but she's from St. Louis, Missouri. So I
Gotcha.
know her
Gotcha.
personally. So yes, I am going so I can hear her. I haven't heard her sing in quite some time. So it's good just to be able to get out and go and see
So
her.
whether you connect or not, you're going to still have a good time.
Absolutely.
I encourage you, get out. Even my seniors, join some type of bridge club, join some needlepoint, join yoga, Pilates for seniors. Get out.
They have game nights.
Game nights.
Like I think at the libraries and things.
At the libraries. Look at your local Y and see what they have going on. Get out and make connection. The Bible said it is not good for man to be alone.
That is the truth.
He was talking about both men and women. It's not good for you to be alone.
No,
it's not
a good thing.
Now, we don't do a lot of dating here at the church. We don't recommend that people find your long lost love here at the church. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when people get mad and break up with each other, then both of them stop coming to church. So that's why we don't do that. We've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of that. I don't want to see so-and-so. I don't want to see their family. I can't stand the sight of them. I can't. You're losing me.
Right.
You're losing me. Right. So that's why we don't recommend that. But you can get out and go to some of these places that you're talking about. I think that's a really good idea. Get out, enjoy your city, see some things, see the sights. Get out and do some things, take a walk, join some groups, join some organizations. We want to hear from you. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
what do you think are some good things to do to get out, mix, mingle because you're single? What do you think? We want to see it in the comments. But it's important that I tell you in Genesis 2:18, the Bible says that, and it's not good for man to be alone.
Correct.
I will make a helper, suitable for you.
Absolutely.
Now, finding the helper. Where is the helper? Where is the person? Where they at?
We need to wait on God. Hence, that's why he put it in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Many people are not waiting. They are searching and going out on their own.
But isn't it lonely having to wait?
Yes, it is. However, had I waited, paid some attention to that scripture, I probably wouldn't be in the predicament I've been in, running back and forth to this dating scene. Now I found myself back on the dating scene.
Okay. Well, I don't think a lot of people know how to wait. Does wait mean, if I'm waiting for the right partner, does that mean that I stay in the house the entire time and I stay in prayer and I just keep going to church and going to work? What does that look like?
You can do those things. However, you do want to get out and mingle.
Get out and mingle.
Yes.
Okay, get out and
like
mingle.
For example, as I shared with you in the previous episode, I'm going to a jazz show tomorrow at the City Winery here in Chicago. I'm going out. I'm just getting out. I don't care what happens. If I happen to meet someone, fabulous. Someone just to talk to while I'm sitting there enjoying the show or before, wonderful.
So what I hear you saying is be comfortable going out alone.
Absolutely. You should. I go out by myself around every corner. I love me. I take myself to the movies.
Gotcha.
To dinner.
Gotcha.
Bowling.
Gotcha.
Whatever activity I want to do because I love me. I love God first, but I love me.
But I like that idea. I like that idea of being comfortable
Absolutely.
in your own skin, being comfortable as a single.
Absolutely.
Join a bowling league.
Absolutely.
Join a yoga or Pilates class.
They have game nights at the library. They have a lot of things. And guess what? I found being able to save my own money and keep it to myself. I'm all right with that.
Y'all, what am I do with her? What am I going to do with her?
Hear me?
Well,
my billfold is not screaming. As a matter of fact, when I pull my billfold out, my money is scared to come out my wallet. Shivering. You hear me?
So,
yeah, ma'am.
But there are people, Minister Fowler, out there that don't want to be alone and they're not comfortable being alone and they want to be a part of a couple. They really do.
And guess what? I totally understand that. I'm the very same person that have been in that same boat. However, back to loving me, because the people that we may choose for ourselves again, may not be the right person.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I would do. Most of you know that I'm married and I've been married for over 40 years. God forbid if I were single again, first of all, because of my status here in the church, because of my status, I would not go out by myself.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, you all are going to think I'm crazy, and that's cool. That's cool.
You good.
But you're going to get to know me in this podcast.
Amen.
I wouldn't go out by myself.
Okay.
So what I would do is, let's say hypothetically, if I were going out, someone had asked me out, I would say, okay, Cheryl, this is what I need you to do.
Okay.
We're going to the such and such a steakhouse. You see what you hear me, ladies? We're going to the such and such. I'm not going on no first date with no tacos, with no burgers, with no salad. I'm not doing no sandwiches. No, I want to see how you act in fine dining. I want to see what you're going to wear. I want to see if you're going to be on time. I want to see what your hygiene is like. I want to see if you come in empty-handed, if you're going to bring me a single rose, or if you're not bringing me anything, but you're going to pick up the tab. I'm assessing everything.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, okay, Cheryl, you sit at the bar and you watch everything that's going down. Because if this date goes left, your being there is going to help me from, snatching and grabbing. I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, but honey, I will snatch and grab. Okay? Don't let the title fool you.
Don't let smooth taste fool you.
Honey, I'm not here to play games. You see what I'm saying? Because my time is valuable and precious to me. So I would have you to sit at the bar and act just like you don't know me. Don't come over.
Absolutely.
Act like you don't know me.
Absolutely.
Right? In case something weird and crazy goes down. So we're going to sit there, table for two. We're going to have dinner. Person, if they dip on me, I'm going to stay calm and I'm going to go ahead and pay the bill. You're coming off the list.
As a potential.
Right, you off the list.
Absolutely.
And real talk, I'm going to have a list of potentials.
And make sure you have an application. The application.
I gave my kids an application. I gave my kids an application. I think they were like 17, 18. I had an application. And the applications was really just for them to go over a set of questions.
Okay.
What is your career path? What is your goal? What is your credit score like? What, you don't even know what your credit score is? It was things like that, but not for you to run them all down all at once.
No.
But over a period of, now they FaceTime, right?
Absolutely.
But over a period of FaceTime and telephone conversations, things that you could ask.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you said that. I'm going to revitalize that for all of my singles.
I'm
going to revitalize that. You need that.
A wonderful idea.
I'm going to revitalize that for you. You need that list because there are some key questions you need to ask. This is good conversation.
You talking good.
So now let me get back to the list of potentials. You're not going to be the only person I'm talking to.
That is true.
Now, I'm not advising you to be no pimp or no player.
No.
But you're not in bed. You're just talking. You're just talking. We're just having conversation. That's all we have.
So guess what? When you go out on dates, that doesn't mean you're sleeping with the person.
It does not mean
you're going out with the person.
Right.
You can have
we're
10
not
people.
engaged. We're not married.
Nothing.
We're not none of that. I'm just getting to know you. And when you go left, you're coming off the list. And I'm going down to the next person. We're going to see what that person is bringing to the table. I mean, I don't see any other way to do it.
No, but here, I got another story. I'm full of stories.
Oh, Lord Jesus. What happened to this cousin?
No, this actually happened to me.
Oh, Lord.
This particular woman, I decided to ask her out. Asked her out. Went to a nice 5-star restaurant in St. Louis. Rolled out the red carpet, all of that. Before I knew anything, she not only had a whole church, the pastor's husband, everybody. They said, oh, let's go and get a round table. They got a round table, and there's probably 60 or 70 people.
What we doing?
We were supposed to be on a date, but I think she was sizing me up, and she wanted everybody in their mama Nim, to work out who I was.
That's inappropriate.
Very much so. So guess what I did?
Inappropriate.
Scratched her right on off the list.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. This is why you have to have a basic meet and greet.
Absolutely.
At a place of your choice where you feel comfortable. And you have to assess what's going on. Because first of all, I'm going to say it in this way, everyone looks good on paper. Everyone
Man.
looks good on social media. Their pictures, and everybody has wonderful conversation, especially after midnight. You know, it all sounds good. But at the I did go there. I did go there.
It's after 9 o'clock.
It's after it all sounds good.
Sounds marvelous.
So, no, you have to listen. You're gonna have to date. You're gonna have to get out there. You're going to have to find somebody. Now, there are different ways to do it. Now, you may say, oh, evangelist, that's so sneaky. That's no manipulative. No, you need to protect yourself at all times.
At all times.
Protect yourself at all times in the 21st century.
Mhm.
And I say that for my young women.
Mhm.
Young. Those of you that are young and new to the dating scene.
Mhm.
You don't need to be going out here, putting yourself out here, getting your emotions all wrapped up, and you
Nope.
haven't gotten to know this person.
Nope.
For my middle age women and men, you own a home, you own a car, you've got 401k, you've got, you know, good pension plan and all this. You got to be careful.
Mhm.
You got to be careful because there's some thirsty people out here. And you might say, well, that's why I stay at home. No. You still need to get out here. Have some of your adult children back you up.
Absolutely.
You know, have them sitting off to the side
Mhm.
and get their input. Say,
Or
you know,
friends.
what do
Yeah.
you think? What did you
Mhm.
think of the person? Now,
Absolutely.
I didn't say have your son or your cousin or your nephew follow the person to the bathroom, or your daughter follow them to the bathroom and see who they talking to on the phone. I didn't say that. I could have said that, but I didn't. But I didn't.
You're being nice.
I'm being nice. But no, you need to really get to know the person
Absolutely.
for real. Don't just dive in. Oh, I went out on a date. Oh, la, 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 la. So you don't know them from a can of paint still. Everybody is sending out their presenter.
It's called representative.
They're sending out their representative to meet
Mhm.
you and greet you.
Absolutely.
This is their brand ambassador. This is not the real them. I promise you.
It is
This
not.
is not the real them. And so you're going to have to get to know them. How many dates would you say it takes to really get to know someone?
To me, had I been smart, I probably would have went on 100.
Nobody's on 100 dates, Minister Fowler.
I would have.
How many dates do you think for our viewers, our listeners? What do you think? 5?
10.
10? 10 dates?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, if you say 10 dates over a
Mhm.
period of what, 6 months? 5 months, 4 months?
Over a period of about 6 months.
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically take your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get to know the person for about 6 months. So are you having them to come in, come upstairs, come over?
No, ma'am. You meet them in a public place, well lit,
For 6 months.
for about 6 months.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Don't let them come over.
No, ma'am.
You're not cooking dinner.
No, ma'am.
They're
And
not-
don't go over to their home.
And you're not going up. No, okay. Not meeting the family yet.
No, ma'am.
Too soon.
Way too soon. Because again, see, you're still meeting their ambassador.
Right. So again, I hope you guys are absorbing all of these tips
Absolutely.
and techniques. It can make you anxious, you know, wanting to hurry up and get to know someone. And
Absolutely.
you like what you see, you like what you hear, but you still have to take your time.
Still
And
have to
you still
take your
have to
time.
be prayerful. So look,
Mhm.
all throughout the month of February, we're going to be talking about dating. We're going to be talking about relationships.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about marriage, divorce, living together.
Engagement.
Don't swipe up, swipe left, or swipe right. We want you to like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
And thank you for tuning in
Thank
to
you.
another episode of
You Talking Good.
And from Greater House
House
to your house.
Have a blessed week.